What's up guys, I was the Water here, bringing you a battle with my RU team. Looking at my opponent's team, possible threats include Minchino, Feraligatr, and possibly Mandibuzz. Feraligatr because Dragon Dance is always a threat. Minchino because Skill Link, Tail Slap, Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, all those good moves that are usually hitting like twice, but thanks to Skill Link are hitting 5 times. And Mandibuzz, which is an absolute defensive monster, especially or physically. It can phase, it can toxic, it can stall, it roosts up. There is just absolutely nothing more threatening than that as a staller. Also worth noting that's not too much of a threat is Galvantula. Galvantula is really fast and actually has a pretty good accuracy thunder with Compound Eyes. But enough with that, let's get to it. So once again, my opponent and I set up this battle through Skype. I'm going to start off, or I'm sorry, he's going to start off with his Aggron, as I'm going to start off with my Buzzard. And right off the bat, I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks, as he is going to go for the Stealth Rock too. And this, right off the bat, this kind of confused me. Instead of attacking, he just switched out into his Feraligatr, as I go for the U-turn. Now, that still confused me a little bit, but not really enough to, warrant my, divert my current attention. Because I see this Feraligatr out, I'm not going to risk the Dragon Dance, and I'm just going to try and set up a Trick Room. So, incoming, incoming Dragon Dance as I predicted, but I managed to get the Trick Room up. And, you know, I know these things don't have the best defenses, so I'm figuring I can just go for a couple Psychics and knock it out. So, a couple wouldn't have done the trick, however, I get the Special Defense drop, which means one more will knock it out. As he goes for a Crunch, and it does massive damage, but, you know, Harold is an absolute boss and can take the hits for days. Or at least a super effective hit once. So he sends out his Aggron again as I go for Psychic. And I'm just thinking, okay, what wants to take a Head Smash? I'm going to switch out and go into my physically defensive Pokemon, my Tech Yo-Yo. And I really didn't think that it would do this much. And I was right, because he got a crit. So, even resisted damage, a crit is going to cripple Tech Yo-Yo. So I go for your Gear Grind just to get off some damage before I go down, because I really don't know how much it's going to do without that crit. And it turns out it's not going to do a whole lot. I mean, I may be able to survive after this Head Smash, but I'm not sure. So, just this whole time I was attacking first, I realized this thing is Scarfed. Afterwards I asked him, and yeah, that thing is Scarfed. But the whole time, I was like, why am I outspeeding? I shouldn't be outspeeding. And, like I said, he's Scarfed. So he goes for another Head Smash. He definitely puts a dent in my noodles, as I go for the Leaf Storm and knock him out. So now he's going to switch into his E-Honda. I don't really get the reference there, sorry. His Hariyama. As I pull back into my Buzzard pretty much as fodder as he goes for the Fake Out. So he shows me here that he is the Toxic Orb, and he's going to hit me with a Bullet Punch. And, you know, Archon has no defenses. It's a physical, it's a special effective priority hit that's super, I keep repeating myself, stop it me, stop it, bad me. Anyway, Bullet Punch, super effective, knocks out Archon. I send in Shrimp, just go for the Rapid Spin because I can't have his hazards out. And now I'm going to switch into my Tangrowth, which is going to be able to take the Bullet Punch like it's nothing. However, he surprises me with the Facade. Holy crap. I'm just so lucky I survived that. I'm like, okay, getting the hell out of Dodge. I'm so glad I Rapid Spun. Otherwise, that would have killed. So he goes for another Bullet Punch on my Shrimp, and I'm like, you know what? Screw this, I'm out of here. I've got to fodder off 2 Pokemon to this thing now. It is going down. I switch into my Herald, go for the Psychic, not gonna mess around, and knock that thing out. So now he's going to switch into his Russia, his Mandibuzz. I get it, because, you know, Braviary is usually called USA or Canada. And this thing's is the, yeah, you know what, you guys know what I mean. So I'm going to U-turn out, because this is not a good match for me, as he goes for the taunt on my Bowser Jr., who switched in. And, you know, this is kind of like deja vu for me. I've had this situation against Arcina, where it's Mandibuzz versus Druddigon, and it did not work in my favor at all. So, not gonna mess around this time, gonna make the correct choices and go straight for the outrage. So I almost take him out, he goes for a roost, but based off the damage I did before, it is not gonna be enough to survive, for him to survive another outrage. So, sorry Russia, you just can't take the wrath of my Drudigan. But, unfortunately, before Drudigan took him out, Bowser Jr. has been poisoned. So now I have one more thing to worry about as he goes into his Cappuccino, his Minccino or whatever. And I'm just going to switch out into my Herald. I kind of meant for it as fodder, but I just needed to get off the toxic turns. So he goes for Tickle, which definitely would have hindered me. And since I was confused and poisoned, I was not going to risk it. So he goes for a U-turn, knocks out my Herald, as I see that he is Life Orbed, which is good to know. And he's going to switch into his bro, his Galvantula. Now, I'm going to go back into my Bowser Jr., knowing that I can probably take one hit, probably, from that HP range. And based off the damage from that Thunder, considering Resisted Thunder wouldn't be too much off from a regular Bug Buzz, I might have been able to take it. So I can go for a Fire Punch, knock him out, and he's going to bring in his Cappuccino. Now, I'm screwed if I get knocked out. He goes for the Tail Slap and misses, which means I can go for the Superpower, knock him out, and now I've got this game in the bag. That Tail Slap was crucial. And you know what? No one can complain about that because it is not a 100% accuracy move. It is a 90% accuracy move. So if you do run it, you can't really blame anyone but yourself if you miss. So now we're both down to our last Pokemons. We're both heavily damaged. He goes for Aerial Ace, but it's not going to be enough to take out my bulk. And I'm going to go for a Hidden Power Ghost, not risking the miss with Leaf Storm. And I'm thankfully going to survive my Life Orb recoil. So, unfortunately, I don't know my opponent's YouTube account or anything like that, but if you can leave a comment down below, I'd be happy to provide the link later. So, Talk of the Day. Today's Talk of the Day, I want to ask you guys your opinion on this thing. If you do not know what it is, then I suggest you Google Nintendo 2DS. But if you do know what it is, leave your comments down below. I want to know your guys' opinion on it. My opinion? I think it's a really good idea. It's a cheaper alternative without that stupid gimmick, and while the design isn't the best, it still lets you play 3DS and DS games, so I think it's a pretty good idea. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you guys next time. Like that video? Why don't you hit the like button or maybe subscribe to my channel? Or better yet, check out the artists who make this all possible.